As many of you know, the final Commanders Open OTA practice took place yesterday. We've already covered it, so now it is time to look at winners and losers as a whole. Over the whole OTA period this offseason, who won, who lost, whose stock went up, whose stock went down. We'll get into it all today. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. So today, the media will meet with all the offensive position coaches. Tomorrow, they will meet with the special teams coordinator, Larry Izzo, and all defensive position coaches. But I want to get my winners and losers from OTAs out to you now. As you know, we have finished up OTAs in Ashburn, VA, at least the open part of OTAs. The team will still have a few more days left. And then next week is mandatory minicamp. So make sure you guys hit the like button on this video. Show support at the hype button to reach us out to more people. Subscribe to this channel on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Make sure you flood the comment section. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts on my list of winners and losers and what you think takes place this upcoming season for the Commanders. So we'll start with the winners from OTAs. Let's start with the obvious here. We have Jayden Daniels, quarterback for the Washington Commanders. He's healthy. He looks good. He looks excited and happy. He's throwing well. He's running well. He's moving well. He's picking up the offense. Even if he wasn't the quarterback and he was just picking up this offense as good as he is, like, he'd be a winner because this man is in control of this offense. He has absolutely been on the grind this offseason, and it's clearly obvious. Next up is Terry McLaurin. He's also part of the obvious. He's smiling every day. He looks good. The vibes that he brings are absolutely amazing for this football team, and he looks really good out there as well. He's looked like he kind of moved away from the body catch bandit narrative. Now, wait till we get in the season. We'll see that, but he looks good out there in OTAs. You also have Sonny Styles. He's an obvious one as well. When your 7th round pick is not on a winner's list of OTAs, then you have to worry. But don't worry, he's made my list. Sonny Styles checks in on this list of winners and losers because you can hear him, man. You can hear his communication skills. One of the biggest things that Dan Quinn has stressed all offseason about OTAs is you want to hear these guys talk and communicate because there's no hitting. Well, Sonny Styles, I can tell you the first day of OTAs, JP Finley said that he looked like he wanted to lay dudes out, man. He looked like he wanted to bring that physical presence, but you just can't because there's no pads. We'll see a little bit in mandatory minicamp, and training camp's going to be the ultimate, what does he look like with pads on, right? But right now, Sonny Styles absolutely makes my list of winners. Next up is Rachaad White. This one's a little less obvious for some of you, but he was in my list of winners after the first open practice and after the second open practice because this guy has just stood out. He's faster than everybody thought he was. He's getting more reps than everybody thought he would. And Dan Quinn had a little bit of a comment that, kind of makes people question a little bit, is Rachaad White actually the running back one on this team? Dan Quinn had talked about Bill returning kickoffs and doing certain things that we wouldn't think a running back one would do because we thought Bill would be the running back one here. But also Rachaad White's getting more reps because Bill is not out there. He has not been out in any practice. So Rachaad White, anytime somebody talks about the running back room, the first name they say is Rachaad White. Whether it's David Blau or Dan Quinn, they've both done it. So definitely Rachaad White is a winner here. Antonio Williams is also a winner, the wide receiver that the Commanders drafted in the 3rd round. Ryan Fowler yesterday put out a tweet that said, my list of winners from each team, and Antonio Williams was the list was the winner from the Washington Commanders organization. So that tells you something. Ryan Fowler said he had talked to people around the league, and that was the consensus, that Antonio Williams was the winner. He's been doing good. He's been shining, and he looks really good, man. He's got the swag. He's got everything. Dyami Brown has also been a winner. He's actually pushed the narrative that the Washington Commanders actually missed him last year. Like, they actually missed his play last year. Dyami Brown showing his quickness, showing his suddenness that he didn't have in 2024. Santana Moss specifically said, like, he now has the bounce that he was missing in 2024. And Dyami Brown, I mean, you won't go listening to a recap of Commanders OTAs, whether it's the OTA Open Practice 1, 2, or 3, you're going to hear the name Dyami Brown after. And yes, OTAs are specifically meant to fit the wide receivers and make the wide receivers look good. Dyami Brown has really been standing out, so he makes this list as well. Chig Okonkwo is another guy that definitely has to make the list. He's been standing out. His athleticism, there was a clip that the team put where Chig literally dives for a catch. Chig Okonkwo has been very solid this offseason. It just really gives you the vibes like, hey, we actually have a real tight end one here in Washington, and it's a great feeling. He's athletic. He said he's never been in a real offense before, never been with a real quarterback before. Well, here's your time, Chig. I think he gets 800 yards. What about y'all? Drew Stevens is another winner. Drew Stevens, like, when you're an undrafted free agent, you're not supposed to have this many people talking about you, but he is in a heated battle with Jake Moody right now, and I would say right now Drew Stevens is winning it. Everybody's hyping him up, and I'm willing to bet money that by the end of the summer, every reporter will have said the name Drew Stevens multiple times on their show. Like, you just don't go after an OTA practice. You don't go without talking about Drew Stevens. He stands out. He has a massive leg, and it shows in these OTA practices. A lot of people like Drew Stevens, and it's hard not to get on the hype train. He literally posted a video of himself kicking a 72-yard field goal, was good with Iowa. So that guy has a lot of hype around his name. The next winner is Brandon Coleman. He's obviously going to be a winner because, and I don't want to say by default, but it's almost by default. With this new David Blau scheme, it fits and suits Brandon Coleman. I already made a video about that if you want to go check that out. This scheme fits Brandon Coleman, his athleticism, his ability to move. This scheme really fits Brandon Coleman. So now, once we got into OTAs, he had assumed the left guard position over Chris Paul. We know the team re-signed Chris Paul this offseason. Chris Paul snatched Brandon Coleman's chain last season. Brandon Coleman, he didn't take it back. He was given the spot, but that's because he's supposed to fit in this offense, and he's been looking really good as well. He has not been bad by any stretch of the imagination. Brandon Coleman has been really good for this football team so far this offseason, and if he's not able to beat Chris Paul in a scheme that specifically fits Brandon Coleman, then I don't have any words for you, Brandon. So he's supposed to be standing out, and he definitely is. The next one is Van Jefferson. I know it seems like I have a lot of wide receivers on here, but I mean, the OTAs are supposed to, really make wide receivers pop. You can get a good read on your wide receiver room in OTAs, and we're getting a good read on Van Jefferson. Lake Lewis has said multiple times that Van Jefferson's the fastest guy out there, and so has Jeremy Reeves, a guy that's literally in Commander's practice, said Van Jefferson's the fastest guy out there. His speed's showing. Denton Day just said yesterday after the practice had concluded that Van Jefferson, he's officially on the hype train. Van Jefferson had high words of praise for Jayden Daniels yesterday in his presser after practice. A lot of people like Van Jefferson, man. That's a guy that I think I can be guilty of. I think a lot of you could be guilty of saying that we kind of just ruled him out early on this process, and I wouldn't rule him out now. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident about Van Jefferson. He's been on a lot of different teams. He has a lot of good experience, so starting to feel pretty confident in Van Jefferson, maybe as the wide receiver 6 here in Washington. Depends on if they add. The other standout here is Treylon Burks. He's assumed the wide receiver 2 role in Washington. His problem is staying healthy. When he's his problem, is staying healthy. When he's healthy, he's very good. We know that. He brings a tremendous amount of size to this wide receiver room. He's been very effective this offseason. Coaches love him. He's big. He can catch the football. He can do a lot of different things. He's assumed the role as wide receiver 2 here in Washington until somebody else comes and takes it. So Treylon Burks has been very good. You talk to anyone in that Commanders, whether it's a beat reporter or a regular reporter, or it's, Brian Colbert, anybody that's out there, even Dan Quinn, I bet you they would tell you that Treylon Burks, man, he's been outstanding this offseason. And he's made a lot of good catches. And that didn't stop at yesterday's practice either. Frankie Luvu is my last winner of this offseason and OTAs. And you may be like, why? Well, it's because something that Dan Quinn said in his presser yesterday before practice, he talked about Frankie Luvu. You can hear the communication. Really singled him out as the guy that almost I took it as is the front runner for the green dot so far. And DQ really likes Frankie Luvu. He's going to have to step it up from last year, but man, he has been good. He has been good this offseason. He looks like a man on a mission. So that is a winner right there in Frankie Luvu. The losers, as you could imagine, I don't have many losers for you. There's not many losers. It's OTAs where without pads, it's early June. You're not getting a whole lot of losers here, but there is some. The first one I have for you is Bill. He has to be a loser. He has not practiced in any of the OTA sessions. He got taken out of a team drill a week ago in the OTAs. So I don't know what else to say. He's not a winner, and he's a loser because he's been, this deep running back room. This is a competition. It's not just Bill's role. So what happened? He didn't get an operation this offseason that we don't know about. That's kind of been confirmed by beat reporters, right? Unless they're completely keeping that away from us, meaning Dan Quinn. You don't have to disclose any information. So, I mean, maybe he got a secret operation, but I'm guessing that it's a minor issue, minor injury that has kept Bill off the field. Either way, though, he's still a loser in this offseason. I mean, he's been getting bad injury news after bad injury news, getting taken out of a drill. There's a clip of him with a football ready to go, and he gets taken out. What are we supposed to make of that? It's not just one practice he's been out, not 2, but 3 practices. What are we supposed to make of that? It's confusing, man. It is really confusing. My next loser is Chris Paul. This was a guy that had a great year last year. As I told you, he snatched Brandon Coleman's chain last year. He showed out last year. He was fantastic. And he apparently had this robust market this offseason. And Adam Peters was like, you go test your robust market. And he didn't get anything. And he had to beg Adam Peters to come back, and he got paid $3 million. I mean, Adam Peters fleeced the NFL with that move. And now that we're in a different offense, this is a different scheme. This scheme fits Brandon Coleman, and this was Adam Peters' draft pick in Brandon Coleman. So they want him to win that job. They don't want Chris Paul to win that. They'd be fine if Chris Paul wins it, but they don't want Chris Paul to win that because that's their draft pick in Brandon Coleman. And Chris Paul, with the offense not suiting him and a lot of people not expecting him to be back, he's kind of got booted out from that left guard spot. He's going to have to go win it back. And so his stock has definitely went down just from last year. The other loser I have is Jake Moody. This new kicker coming in from Iowa, he's all the smoke, he's all the hype. That's going to knock Jake Moody down the list. Jake Moody has not been able to, he doesn't have a big enough leg to really be able to kick as far as Drew Stevens, and that's kind of shown. He does have somewhat good ability, good accuracy, I'll say. The numbers last year are down on accuracy, but typically Jake Moody does have good accuracy, and I'll say that. And he's actually been matching Drew Stevens' numbers okay, but Drew Stevens has come in here as a UDFA, and he's really threatening Jake Moody's job. And when you were paid that 1-year deal this year, when you're Jake Moody, you kind of expected to not really have much competition. And when you saw the UDFA sign, you're like, okay, I mean, that's not a huge guy coming in here. Like, it's not really going to threaten my job. Well, this is going to be a battle that lasts all summer, and I'm here for it. Jake Moody, his stock has definitely went down, and I'm happy the Commanders added competition because that's exactly what Adam Peters needed to do, and they did it. My last loser here is Sam Hartman, and you all knew this, right? When you added AK, we knew that when you're spending a draft pick on a guy, he's going to be the quarterback 3 here. Also, something that JP Finley said that stuck out to me a few years ago when he saw Sam Hartman for the first time, he was like, he just doesn't have that NFL arm. Well, AK does have that NFL arm, and he's actually competing to be the quarterback 2 in the future for us whenever Mariota sees his end here in Washington. So Sam Hartman, I mean, I don't even know if it's practice squad at this point. I'm guessing it's practice squad because they're keeping him for Jayden Daniels. It's obvious. He was kept here for Jayden Daniels last year. He sucked in the preseason. He's done nothing good this offseason. He's done nothing bad this offseason, but he's done nothing good. And his spot has been stolen as quarterback 3. So they didn't even want to play him last year. At the end of last year, we were struggling. So his time is done in Washington as him actually having a chance in Washington as a quarterback 3, that's done. That was over last year. So his stock is just continued to go down this offseason. And so he's definitely been a loser with the adding of Ethan Kaliak-Manis this offseason. So those are your winners and losers. Did I miss anyone? I feel like if I want to talk about Trey Amos, he hasn't been a loser, but he hasn't been at the practice field. Dorrance Armstrong, he hasn't been a loser, but he hasn't been at the practice field. And I guess you can make that case for Bill, but Bill has actually been out there and he got taken out of drill. Like his is a little bit different of a circumstance, and Bill didn't have an injury last year. So that's a way different circumstance. So let me know if I'm missing anyone, if you think I'm missing anyone, but this took me a good while to cook up this list. So I don't believe I am missing anyone. That is going to do it for me though, guys. You guys will see I'm assuming I'll be able to make some sort of content out of the press conference, whether it's, obviously they're going to have the offensive position coaches. So I believe I'll probably be back with the live stream. Maybe we'll get the offensive position coaches, what they had to say. If not, you guys will see me very soon, later today. So that is going to do it for me. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to this channel on the way out if you're enjoying the content. I will see you guys next time. Again, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hail to the Washington Commanders. As always, I'm out.